Hey there, this is Dr. Renee Pleasant of Pleasant Leadership Consulting, where we inspire your leadership freedom. So this is a new playlist that we're offering, and it's called Dr. Renee's Leadership Reflection. And I started this one because something happened yesterday, and I wanted to share it with you. It was one of those aha moments in leadership. So I was at church, and which is not a bad place to be on a Sunday, and there's somebody that I know there, and I wouldn't consider us to be a close acquaintance. We were probably like a second or third connection, and they called my name, and they made a joke, and they said, "Hey, Renee, would you?" And then they inserted the joke, and I was dumbfounded, not because I didn't get the joke, but because they used my name. And I sat there and I thought about it because I know the person, and I'm more of a friend with that person's wife than I am with that person. And I guess what's interesting about this is my husband plays the drums in our church, and for years, I mean years, I have been known as the drummer's wife. And that made me started thinking, now it took years that I had a name at church. And then I started thinking about it. I was like, in life, we're called many things. We're called like so-and-so's mom, or we're called, the wife of, and we're called different things. And those titles are amazing. I mean, I love being known as the mother of, or the wife of, and there's no harm in that, or the owner of. But then I started thinking, our name means something. And when you're called by your name and it's not for punishment, it has a different feeling. Like, I sat up a little taller, and it just made me stop to think. It's like, how often do I call somebody by their name when it's not for a consequence, when it's not for a redirection? And it made me really think yesterday and today that when I use somebody's name, sadly, it's for redirection, or it's to get their attention. And I replayed and I replayed and I replayed, and I think I use people's names for redirection. Now, in defense, I do give I give nicknames for people. So like I'll take their name and I'll shorten it, and that is my way of connecting with people, and with consent. So I think that is a way of bonding with people. But I was totally shaken to the core and redirected with just the simplest thing of being called by my name. So I want to ask you, leaders, are you calling your followers by their name or with an approved nickname when they're not being reprimanded, when you're not redirecting them? Are you using it in daily conversation? Are you doing it in fun and jest like this guy was? And better yet, are you doing it with your second and third connections like this guy was? Because I'm here to tell you, I was walking on air. And all he did was call my name. My name. The power of our name. Now, that does have some power, because you see, I only have a first name and a last name. I don't have a middle name. I legally dropped it about 30 plus years ago. That's a different story. So I only have two names, and he picked one of them, and he called me by it. made my day. I'm still thinking about it over 24 hours later. Leaders, aspiring leaders, go forth, pick 5 people, call them by name, not as a redirect, not as a part of a consequence or as a punishment. Find a way to call them by name and make their day. Go forth, have a stellar day, and lead well because your followers need it.